Greetings, my fellow Narcadians. It is I, Talsar Gelden, Master of the Narcadian Order, and we're here for Talsar Plays Star Trek Resurgence. I have always been a big fan of Star Trek, if any of you guys know. The final frontier.
Captain's log, stardate 57931.4. The crew is restless. After spending too many months piecing our ship back together, we're finally about to venture out on a new mission. And the crew isn't letting this unprecedented ion storm slow them down. They're ready for something different. I know I am. Perhaps more than any of them. Fortunately, nothing ever stays the same. It's entropy, the nature of the universe. Change is inevitable. And while entropy says order gives way to chaos, in this case, change is good. Our new first officer is en route to the Resolute. Jara Rydek. I know she'll bring a welcome dose of new blood to the crew.
Quick on the draw.
Thanks.
No problem.
I'm not great with flying.
Really?
But these little shuttles are the worst.
And you've joined Starfleet?
You don't like flying. And yet, you joined Starfleet.
There's a reason I'm not a pilot.
You should try it sometime.
Sorry, I'm a little anxious.
I hadn't noticed.
I'm on my way to my first assignment. When we get to the starbase, I'm transferring on to the Resolute.
So am I.
The Resolute.
It'll be easy for Jara to step in at the 11th hour like this.
So we got Miranda.
But if she's half the officer I knew she could become...
Excelsior, Steamrunner.
She'll be the XO this ship needs right now.
Nova. Can't make out the name of. I can't make out the name of that Excelsior. I'm sure someone knows what it is, and yeah, I can't even make out the name of that Nova class either. So yeah, the Resolute is not a name I normally associate with Star Trek. It's a name I associate with Exo Squad, as our cartoon from like the mid-early 90s. Lasted for 2 seasons.
A starbase on the very edge of Federation space.
It was a pretty good
Long way
show.
From home now.
I must admit, the exterior shots look pretty nice. Not that impressed with everything else yet. We'll see.
Commander? I'm not usually such a nervous wreck, by the way. I actually did well at the Academy.
Oh yeah?
Maybe you've heard of the Torvalin test?
Sounds familiar.
It's a tactical simulator that makes the Kobayashi Maru look like a picnic on Pintaris 5. Anyway, I finished in the top 20. Not just in my class. I mean, all time. In the history of the Academy.
Okay.
Only top 20, huh? So I guess there's room for improvement.
Well, it's really, really hard.
So I've heard.
Please place your hand here. Hold it there for a few seconds.
Alright.
Welcome, Commander Rydek.
Oh, I have.
You're Jara Rydek? You absolutely crushed the Torvalin test. You finished in what, like the top 3?
That would be me.
Now I'm really... It's an honor to meet you, Commander. Sorry, I didn't realize before. I just came off the shuttle and was glad to be on solid ground.
The pleasure's mine, Ensign.
Paul Calloway.
Good to meet you.
I believe Commander Ermot is expecting you. He's in the concourse just ahead.
Alright.
See you on the Resolute.
The walk cycles are very stiff.
Good day, Commander.
Yeah, just... No, you're not getting away from me. You're not getting away from me. No. Alright, yeah. Have a little fun.
If I remember my briefing, Commander Ermot is a Bolian, so I'm looking for someone with blue skin.
Okay. Who are you?
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm just... Well, I'm not sure where my departure dock is. The Resolute's gonna leave without me.
Look here. The Resolute is leaving from this dock.
Oh, you're right. Nerves must be...
Just look at the map.
Thanks so much, Commander.
And almost had the door closed on his arm. Alright, let's see. What do some of these buttons do? Okay, of course that's... Okay, thumb down. That's... examine?
Not until I find Commander Ermot.
And, oh, okay, that just... okay, so... Left trigger just highlights objects I can interact with. Cool.
Excuse me, have you seen a Bolian around here?
Yes, sir. Right back there, near the replicator.
Okay. Now, Ryan.
There he is. Thank you.
Happy to help, Commander.
What we got here?
I'll replicate myself a meal once I'm on board. Starbase 128 has 4 docks.
Anything else to interact with? I don't see anything.
Excuse me.
Now, I don't recognize this species. It's clearly an Orion. Can't tell. Yeah, I'm not really aware of any species with red skin like that. Ensign. Yeah. Alright, let's just proceed.
Welcome to the edge of the galaxy,
Oh,
Commander.
hey, Liam.
I'm Commander Jan Ermot, Operations Officer on the Resolute.
I recognize that voice. Liam O'Brien.
Commander? I hope there wasn't too much trouble getting here. This storm isn't making anything easy for us right now. I know conditions are less than ideal at the moment.
It was a bit bumpy, but otherwise okay.
My apologies. This storm is unlike anything I've seen before. We're grateful you were able to come fill our first officer vacancy at such short notice. From everything I've read and everything I've heard, we're lucky you were available to us. Coming from a premier starship and all. To our little research vessel.
What exactly have you heard about me?
First in your class at the Academy. Received the Starfleet Award of Valor during the Dominion War. Most recently, Tactical Officer and Chief of Security on the USS Endeavor.
You've done your homework.
Like I said, we're very lucky.
Centaur class.
The USS Resolute. She may not look like much compared to the bigger ships, but as far as science vessels go, she can more than hold her own. And she doesn't look so bad considering 6 months ago she was nearly cracked in half, venting plasma, fighting for her life.
It was an accident?
The equipment malfunction. An accident suggests fault, but no one's to blame. It was a planned test, but the warp core was pushed beyond its limits. It destabilized the dilithium, there was a runaway reaction, and the warp bubble deformed. We thought we could reach a higher resonant frequency, but it was more than she could handle. Cost us our first officer and 22 of our crew. At the end of the day, we're all responsible for each other. That's what it means to be a crew.
I can't even begin to imagine what that must have been like for you. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you. It does weigh heavy. There are some things you can't forget.
It's been 6 months. What's the attitude among the crew now?
Unsettled. But I hope that a new mission will help them move forward. If not, move on.
Oh.
Listen. I realize you've known Captain Solana for quite some time. And I'm sure you're ready to bring your best. But I should warn you that when the captain announced you would be the new first officer, there were those who felt it was a mistake, that he should have promoted from within. So you might want to tread lightly at first. Until they come to value your contributions as much as he does.
Yeah, let's go with this one.
Trust is earned, and it sounds like I have my work cut out for me. But I plan on winning them over.
I don't doubt that. I just figured it was better to know what you were walking into.
Of course.
Starfleet has assigned us a high-priority mission to the Hotari region. I'll let the captain brief you on board. I know he's eager to see you.
Will we be mission ready in time?
We have every intention. The crew has been working around the clock to get the ship ready. There's still so much to do.
Yeah, that's not moving.
Stuck. I got just the thing.
Alright, find the plasma torch. Interfated coil spanner, okay. Hyper spanner. ODN recoupler. I don't know what that is. So this must be the plasma torch. Okay, so I gotta move this into the middle. Just throws you all over the place. Alright, right trigger. And okay, got it. Spin that around. Oh, that doesn't look good.
Is that?
that thing was totally fried.
I don't know, is it standard procedure to ride on top of the shuttlecraft on the elevator lift? That just seems reckless.
Nice work, Carter.
Nothing to it, Millie.
And not a moment too soon. The boss wants us down in engineering. Like, now.
Alright. Okay, got a few things to interact with around here.
Hey, Diaz, can you give us some help with the transporter?
What's the problem?
We need to test this cargo transporter. I've never been that great with the signal plotting.
I got it. No problem.
Alright, what do I do here? Okay. Select waypoints to create a path through the ionic interference. The line connecting the points will lose stability if it passes through interference. The yellow bar indicates stability of the path. Use the right stick to aim and hold right trigger to select and drag waypoints. Okay.
Come on!
There we go.
No sweat. Whoa,
Carter,
hey,
Diaz.
hey, buddy, get off the pad!
Unfortunate. Where did he go? Oh, good. He didn't beam out of space.
Don't tell Chovak.
Not a word.
Hurry up!
In a minute. Okay, what do we have around here? This is a nacelle to a shuttle.
Everything okay?
I dropped a non-ferrous connector between the coils. Gonna have to remove a few of them to find it, and then...
Time's wasted.
Another hour recalibrating. Ouch.
Sounds like
To it.
sounds like fun. What else we gotta do around here?
A place for everything, and everything in its place.
Oh,
Someone gonna fix that?
well, you broke it. You fix it. Oh, these are probes. All right, come on. There we go.
Oh. Oh, these are heavier than they look. Makes more sense than zero G. You're welcome. So clean I can see myself. And you know what? Not half bad.
Okay, so I got some stuff out here to interact with.
You don't let LT catch you blocking the corridors like this.
We'll clear it up once we finish the delicate work. Good looking out, though.
Working hard or hardly working?
Good to see her fully operational again. And if she breaks, we'll just fix her.
Junction 34B gives you access to the tube.
Hey, need any help? Okay, good luck.
And just ignore me.
Thinking we'll have to do the work in that tube, then take the turbo lift from section 2 to section 3.
Well, wait, there's a subfloor crossover
I don't
around
need anything
Junction
from
32E.
utilities.
What do you
Must
have
have it, I
against
guess.
using the turbo lift?
Nothing, I just like being in the tubes. It's my domain.
Why are there more things to interact with over here? I interacted with everything in this room already. No, I guess there's more things to do.
Yes, you're in my light.
Oh, sorry. That's not where that goes. Maybe we could figure out where you're supposed to be. explosion in there was pretty extreme. Nothing I couldn't handle, though. That storm looks pretty bad. Just another reason why we need to get this ship ready.
Hey Diaz, have you seen a hyperspanner around here?
Yes, I have, as a matter of fact.
Oh, hey, there it is. You're a lifesaver, Diaz.
Well, I don't know about that, but I try.
Alright, I don't see anything else to interact with. Okay, I guess we can get going, finally. Guess I can run, speed things up a little bit. Oh yeah, hold on here. There's something I noticed when I was running. I want to see if anyone else can see this. Yeah, you see how there's like an after image being left behind from the door? It's...
Engineering.
I heard the new EXO just arrived. Won't be long before we get underway. I just hope whatever Chovak called us down for is something good. I can never tell with him. I'd rather not end up degaussing plasma manifolds. Hanging upside down makes me queasy.
What's the matter, Millie? Afraid of a little hard work?
A little hard work? Really? A little? 6 months of putting this ship back together is a lot of hard work.
Yeah, and here we are. Just about ready to go.
I wonder why the loading icon has 5 tips.
Looks like we got here before.
Lieutenant Commander Chovak.
We were just looking for you, Commander.
Petty Officers Ed Solar, Diaz. I was beginning to think you would be late. We are all hands on deck right now, which means if you are not at your post at the appointed time, I do not have someone to replace you. A point I have been forced to make to Petty Officer Edzelar on repeated occasions.
So you're saying we're irreplaceable, Commander?
That is one interpretation. Another would be that I would replace you if I could. You can interpret as you see fit.
No, apparently he didn't like that.
You wanted us down here to check in before we go off duty?
Equip yourselves in EV suits to work on the exterior of the hull. I need you to tune the structural integrity field for optimal performance. The subspace distortions and ionic interference we are experiencing are preventing the proper calibration. But this ship must be ready to depart shortly, despite the storm. The precise nature of these disturbances are not fully understood. But many systems have been affected by the wide band of emissive activity.
Whatever it throws at us, we'll be ready. We've got the best chief engineer in the fleet.
I am a Vulcan, Mr. Diaz. Flattery is not necessary.
But
all that
not
I require
unwelcome.
is that you do your job. Right now, that entails critical preparations, because long-range sensors show that these disturbances will be more severe at our destination, the Hotari system. You have your orders. Do not delay.
Yes,
Roger
Commander
that.
Chovak. All hands on deck.
What's that?
All hands on deck. That's what Chovak said. You know what that means? It means this ship isn't ready to go out and the brass know it. So they're throwing every warm body at it. And they're going to leave on schedule. Consequences be damned.
You gotta have some faith, Nilly. Starfleet Command wouldn't send us out if we weren't ready.
6 months ago, I probably would have said the same thing. But this isn't just any old refit or any old relaunch.
Oh, whoa.
Excuse me.
A lot of new faces coming on board. It's gotta be tough coming as a replacement. That's for sure.
They seem all right. Something that happened 6 months ago while they were off on another ship? Well, that's nothing to hold against them.
Yeah, you're right. I guess getting a little new blood on board doesn't hurt. Hold on. Now there's an old face I didn't expect to see again. Hey, Miranda!
You weren't gonna leave without me, were you?
You're here?
What is wrong with
We
her
thought you
hair?
were staying on the Adirondack.
Transfer came in at the last minute, so I figured I'd slum it on this bucket of bolts. Looks like you got her back together pretty nicely.
What
I
the
wasn't sure what
fuck?
to expect.
I'm gonna take the high road here, pretend you didn't say that, and welcome you aboard.
He's a better diplomat.
I mean,
than I am.
it doesn't
He still owes me
move,
a bottle of Saurian brandy.
and
Don't think
it's
I forgot.
refracting light,
Oh,
like
yeah,
it's
coming
part of its
back
glass.
somehow.
Maybe Carter can rustle up that bottle and we can
I
give
don't
you a
know.
proper welcome.
I'm beginning to see this game has a
As soon as
few
we wrap up this quick little space walk.
issues.
Here, let me help you.
Thanks.
All I gotta say is that I
So what's
hope
the
that
word?
the story
Back in the
can
security
compensate
rotation?
for the
Yep.
lack of
Running
visual
usual
polish.
suspects.
Whoa.
Because some of these animations
Good to
just
go.
look weird.
See you on the other side.
Activating magnetic souls.
And it's how these cuts are handled.
That view never gets old.
Let's go.
Captain Solano should be here momentarily.
Alright.
You'll have to forgive me, I don't know much about Kobleods. But my understanding is you need a steady supply of duridium to keep your cell structure stabilized, or bad things start to happen.
Alright,
And
so
we
right
have
now
plenty
her
of
levels are at
duridium in sickbay,
98%.
so there's no
Okay.
risk of running out.
Thank you.
Feel free to make yourself at home. And help yourself to whatever you like from the replicator.
I don't know a lot about her species. They were introduced in Deep Space Nine in a few episodes. Let's take a look around what we can interact with. Looks like amethyst.
The first mineral Captain Solano ever discovered. Always was the nostalgic type.
Looks like it came out of a geode.
I can't believe he keeps this around. Don't even know where mine is. We'll be out there soon.
What
Going
the
where no one has gone before.
And yeah, I don't know. That's not great. How the camera's working.
He's still got a thing for trains. The warp engines of their day, apparently.
The thing on the desk. Yes, it's a globe. Doesn't look like it's a globe of Earth, though. Oh, it is.
Can't wait to plot a course myself.
Yeah, okay, that's North America. I was looking at the colors in the reverse order kind of deal.
Just a sip of something.
Rock, did you know tea or coffee?
Decisions.
Yeah, let's go with tea.
Tea.
What kind? You didn't specify.
That's lovely.
Jara Rydek. Last time I saw you, it was graduation from the academy. You'd already secured one of the most prestigious assignments possible. And you were burning with enough ambition to fuel 7 trips around the Necrit Expanse.
It's good to see you again, Captain.
I could not be happier to have you on the Resolute.
I mean, you might be able to see.
The regret is,
my bookcase over here. All the Star Trek games I have right there.
To her new ship deserves a bit of fanfare. But unfortunately, we've had our hands full with the refit.
You can spare me the pomp and circumstance. There's plenty of work to be done without all that.
You always had a work ethic like nothing I'd ever seen. That's just what this ship needs at the moment. As I'm sure you've heard, we've had a rough go of it these last 6 months. The ship suffered some damage, but not nearly as much as the crew.
You'll have to forgive me. I don't really know the details.
Starfleet has been kind enough to keep the story contained, probably because they want to protect me. But I don't mind telling you. We were on the verge of a major scientific breakthrough. A quantum leap forward in warp core technology. 10,000 teradynes per second. The ability to travel at a sustained rate of speed longer and faster than we ever dreamed. What would have been the crowning achievement of my career? Right there, within our grasp. Until it all went so horribly wrong. We pushed her too hard, and a warp core malfunction overloaded the system, creating a pressure gradient way beyond what the ship could handle. It was heartbreaking. We lost some of our best people. As captain, I have to take full responsibility. It was my decision to make, and I have to live with the consequences.
We all know the risks when we sign up. There are no guarantees, as much as we tell ourselves otherwise.
True. But as captain, my job is to mitigate and manage the risks as much as possible. And that's where I failed. In my defense, I will say, I might have avoided the whole ordeal if my senior staff had been willing to trust me. There was a lot of pushback from my former XO, and I think that cost me his confidence. I don't want you to pull any punches. Certainly not on my account. But once we decide on a course of action, I need everyone to fully commit to the mission. Anything short of that just won't work. And that's when things start to go sideways.
This is your ship, and you are the captain. So as far as I'm concerned, whatever you say, goes.
That's the kind of support I'm looking for. Look, I'll be blunt. We can't afford another mistake. Or at least, I can't. I feel like my career is hanging in the balance here. We need a win. Something to restore the crew's confidence.
I understand.
On a more positive note, Starfleet has tasked us with what they're calling a mission of the highest priority. Escorting a senior diplomat to Hotari space. 2 previously peaceful and otherwise non-aggressive civilizations now find
the
themselves
Tau? No! Word Warhammer!
So it's a peacekeeping mission.
I see it as a golden opportunity to not only prove what the Resolute and her crew are truly capable of, but also a mission for which we're uniquely qualified.
How?
This ionic storm. Our long-range sensors suggest it's several orders of magnitude stronger than anything on record. A total anomaly like nothing we've seen before. And you'll never guess where it leads.
Hotari.
Exactly. very nearly in the precise location where we're headed, where I imagine the interference will be exponentially greater. But the diplomat will brief us on the details of the rendezvous.
But are we prepared to embark on the mission?
As much as
Yeah, just put your nose right up against the screen.
But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I expect we'll have some rough sledding when we arrive, so I need you to prepare the crew for the worst. There's just one more thing I want to clarify up front. The metric that for me will be the ultimate measure of your success.
What is it?
If after serving as my first officer, you don't one day find yourself with a ship of your own, then I will consider it my personal failure. When that might happen is entirely up to you. But it goes without saying, you have my full support.
It's been a dream of mine since before I can remember. So I would be honored to become a captain someday.
As long as you're willing to do the work, you have my promise. I'll do everything in my power to see that it happens.
Thank you.
Come, let me introduce you to the crew.
Alright, there's nothing out here to interact with. No? Wait a minute. Oh, that saw some popping over there for a second. Ugh, that's just jarring. I like the bridge layout. But you can tell who the NPC is. There's one thing I'm beginning to notice.
If I could have your attention for a moment. I'd like to introduce Commander Jara Rydek, our new first officer. Some quick introductions. This is Lieutenant.
Yeah, just look. You can tell the difference between those two characters.
The business. One of. Well, what he lacks in humility, he more than makes up for in ability.
A pleasure to meet you, Commander.
Likewise.
Next, we have Commander Westbrook, our Chief Science Officer. I've come to rely on his expert counsel on a regular basis.
Pleasure.
Commander Rydek, it is such an honor to meet you.
This is our tactical officer, Lieutenant Bedrosian, who's been looking forward to meeting you for about as long as I can remember.
I've been following your career for quite some time, and I look forward to learning as much as I can from you.
If anything, the honor is mine.
Well, I have to admit,
Yeah, hair doesn't work like that.
Your career is because you're part Kobliad, because of what you've overcome. Starfleet stands up for people who can't defend themselves, and you were one of those people once. But since then, you've done so much to protect others who need it. I really admire that. So, you've been something of an inspiration to me. Not that I've done anything close to what you've done.
You really do know a thing or two about me. I'm glad I could inspire you, but it's important to chart your own path.
Thanks. You can count on it.
And then, of course, you've already met Commander Ermont. Please,
at least he doesn't have hair to mess up.
Commander Rydek feel at home here. I'll be on the starbase. Have an urgent meeting with the starbase commander to get our authorization to get underway. If they drag their feet any longer, we won't make our rendezvous. The bridge is yours.
Alright, let's see what we got.
Operations, staffing, supplies. There's a lot to keep track of on a starship. Good thing we have Commander Ermont. So many decks.
Not that many.
Crew that are now my responsibility.
There's 1, 2. Let's see, why are some areas of this just kind of like grayed out? But okay, so bridge deck 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe.
Tactical station. Hopefully a diplomatic mission.
I like the influence that
where we use
this
our
has
weapons
from
much.
the
But if it comes
Galaxy
to that,
class.
We'll be ready. Science station. The Resolute is a science vessel, primarily. Might explain Commander Westbrook's attitude. I'll have to speak with him later.
Yeah, there's one thing I'm kind of beginning to notice is that you take this person right here. Look at the lack of detail in their face. I've seen this in some background characters where you can tell the difference between a central character that actually has like lines of dialogue versus a no-name background character. It's just a lot less detail. Look very almost plastic-like.
The Helm. The Resolute is a refitted Centaur class, meaning it's capable of quick maneuvers. Can't wait to see what she can do.
And of course, this has a gigantic window for a view screen. I hate this aesthetic that they've started to introduce in Star Trek, where the view screen is a gigantic window. Actually, I hate the whole concept in general of putting the bridge exposed right on top of any ship design. If this was a warship, it should be buried like in the middle of the ship, heavily armored and protected, shielded.
Commander, Chief Engineer Chovak needs to lower the structural integrity field. He's sent a crew out to recalibrate the emitters in response to the danger posed by the storm. We just need your go-ahead.
Let me just pan around here for a second, if you don't mind. Just kind of staring at each other longingly.
Permission granted.
Lowering structural integrity field, now.
Entering maintenance mode. Condition blue.
The reason why I brought up the whole 5 tips is that usually the ranking system has changed a lot over the years.
Great. Let's get to that emitter.
In this era of Star Trek, I don't think they're using the 5 tips for anything. Actually, well, hold on here.
Every time we're out here, I half expect to see our pieces again.
I'll have to go back and double check.
It adds character.
When I joined Starfleet, all I wanted was a ride out of town. But this isn't exactly how I pictured it.
On the outside of the ship?
No.
Yeah, at one point they took out the 5 tips and they added it back in.
Don't you want more than that? I mean, Starfleet is noble and all, but it's still a machine. A massive, massive machine.
Yeah, of course I do. Starfleet's an open door. We just have to walk through it. You wanted to get away. I enlisted because I didn't want to wait years just to get out and see the galaxy. I wanted to go somewhere, see new worlds, look up at a sky no one's ever seen before. Just because I'm cranking a hyperspanner up in a Jeffries tube today doesn't mean that's all I'll ever be. Diaz to Commander Chovak. We are at the SIF emitter.
Acknowledged. You may proceed with the recalibration.
Oh, wrong stick. They like to switch the sticks up around on you. There are things that I would expect to use the left stick for, you had to use the right one for. It's weird. Like, for instance, I had to use the right stick to select my tools.
Beginning recalibration.
Alright, let's see here. How does this work? Tune the nodes to center. Okay. Oops, okay. Yeah, okay, there we go.
Looks good. That wasn't so hard.
Should that be blinking red? Is it blinking red on the bridge, too? I mean, is anyone paying attention to that? I guess not. Okay.
Commander Westbrook, right? Chief Science Officer.
You remembered my name and my rank. Impressive.
Okay, a little bit of a condescending attitude.
Yes, I'm the Chief Science Officer, and I have the dubious honor of being the most senior officer on this bridge. I know this ship inside and out. Better than just about anyone.
What a very impressive list of credentials.
This is a research and discovery ship, first and foremost. Now with a former tactical officer as its new first officer.
Now I know why I think he's going to be a prick.
Kobliad, or half in your case.
Because that voice, he did voices in Skyrim.
Given your vulnerable condition and all. But if, as an example, we found
usually played assholes.
In a hostile situation, and you were
or Thalmor.
Incapacitated because you needed an
so
infusion,
assholes.
What would happen then?
He brings up a valid point about her condition, that's for sure. I'll at least give him that much.
You'd leave Captain Solano without an XO. Granted, that would be a worst-case scenario.
I mean, the captain knew that going in, so...
the realm of possibility.
Captain Solano's familiar with my condition. I'm sure it factored into his decision. So I'd have to say it's not a problem.
But we should probably have a contingency plan just in case.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Listen, can I be blunt, Commander?
I see no reason to stop now.
Commander Sutherland, your predecessor, was one of the best first officers in all of Starfleet. His record was impeccable and his reputation was without equal.
Is that excluding Riker?
The shoes you're stepping into are almost impossible to fill. He was loved by the crew. And he was one of my closest friends.
I don't think I could ever replace Commander Sutherland. And it would be a mistake to even try.
Seeing as Captain Solano is on
I guess
base,
a neutral
let me give you
attitude?
an update on this ion storm we're flying into.
Sure.
It's unusual, unlike anything I've ever seen. At the moment, I can't tell you if the Resolute will shrug it off or if we're putting ourselves at risk. However, if we learn more about its powers, its nature,
red light
come up with a
flashing.
scientific countermeasure. Just a moment.
Okay, that sounds bad. Okay, getting worse. Okay, that's bad. If everyone's consoles start beeping, that means there's bad stuff going down.
Inbound, on screen.
Yeah?
Tracing its trajectory.
Starbase docking clamps are holding.
The storm's emissions are fluctuating, coming in waves. And if my projections are right, we're about to get hit by a wide-band burst of ionic energy. Like a tsunami.
I'm reading power abnormalities all over the ship.
Estimated time to impact.
Yeah, red alert.
Red alert.
Aye. Evacuating main gangway and retracting.
Putting sensor visualization on screen.
With the structural integrity field shut down, we can't take a direct hit.
Time to impact. 1 minute.
Shield systems are severely impacted.
Your hair doesn't work like that.
I need every available solution. What are our options?
We can weaken the impact of the storm with a deflector pulse.
Okay.
There's a better way.
I'm sending all auxiliary power to the deflector dish.
Send the aux power to the shields. We can't reactivate the entire shield bubble, but it's a directional threat. So we can orient all we have towards the wave. You have to believe me.
We only get one shot at this. We can't afford to get it wrong.
Yeah, let's go with the
That's
deflector
right,
here.
Which is why we need to send power to our shields.
Commander Westbrook, use the deflector dish.
Already working on it. Optimal timing displayed. It's going to be tight.
Good. Send the pulse on my command. Now.
We got it.
This is it.
All hands, brace for impact.
I don't know, it doesn't look like you got it. Okay, that's not good.
We have experienced a surge of radiation.
Oh, you don't say.
This radiation supercharged the plasma, forcing it to backflush through the system and creating a dangerous imbalance.
Blow out every primary system on the ship.
Just tell us where you need us.
I need you to traverse the hull to the access port to recalibrate the port nacelle plasma regulator.
Oh, is that all? Okay.
We've reached the first access point.
Understood. Do you see the override for the level 1 failsafe circuits?
Affirmative.
Engage the override. It should allow us to stop the EPS flow to the warp engine without triggering an automatic core shutdown.
Okay, got it over here.
Failsafe override engaged.
Are you sure? I am registering some crosstalk in the bypass circuit.
We need to route the signals so they don't interfere with each other.
Okay, so I have to take this isolinear chip here, and move it to that slot, then take that one and move it over here.
Diaz to Resolute. The failsafes are temporarily disabled. Moving on to the EPS regulator.
Heads up, Carter.
What is that?
One of the discharges
Will-O-Wisp.
It's coming right toward us. I'm gonna try to disrupt it with my phaser.
Okay, Y to equip and aim and fire.
So we gotta climb up the pylon. Not that there's really an up, but you know.
Yeah, hang on. Oh, I can't shoot you. Oh! Okay.
Are you alright?
Yeah.
A little...
Most of it. Snuck up on me.
That damaged your suit. Energy dampening is down to 60%. We're almost to the regulator.
We're at the regulator. Opening the access panel.
And now halting the EPS flow to the port nacelle. We have little time before it causes an overload in the engine. You must work efficiently.
EPS manifold adjusters reset to neutral.
Okay, so I have to try and get this. Okay, well that's, I guess, okay. All of this. There we go.
The EPS lines to the port warp engine are back in balance. Almost done. Once I cycle the manifold nozzles, Chobot can...
Now what? The docking pylons, oh great. Oh, almost made it. Almost.
Bridge.
Almost didn't make it.
Docking clamp. We've got a lot of debris coming down. Hull vibrations, too. We can't finish the EPS regulation in these conditions. Please advise.
We have to release the ship from that other docking clamp or the hull will be ripped apart.
There's a problem. The clamps are supposed to disengage automatically in an emergency, but it's not working.
Not working.
What are our options?
The docking clamps are fitted with exploding bolts for an emergency release.
We've got crew out there. That'd be like setting off a bomb next to them.
Maybe there's another way.
Starbase is hailing us.
Put him through.
Resolute, the remaining mooring arm is failing. You need to disengage from the starbase now. The damage to the station will be catastrophic.
We have crew outside and are looking for the
We
safest
have
way to...
people on this station. If that mooring arm breaks, we could lose dozens of crew.
Commander, hear me out. Reverse the polarity of the hull, which theoretically will repel the docking clamps.
And repel the engineering crew right off the hull into the storm.
This is Captain Solano. Put me on screen.
Go ahead. Captain, we have a situation.
Commander, what are you doing? Blow the bolts on the docking clamp.
The captain doesn't know the whole story.
I'm giving you an order.
Well, yeah, give me an order.
Jara?
Yes, sir. Disengaging the clamps.
They're gonna get hammered with debris out there.
The captain made himself quite clear.
Reverse the polarity.
There is protocol.
And there are lives.
What is the holdup?
We're going to blow the bolts. Starbase, stand by. We'll warn our crew to take cover.
Get it done, Rydek.
Repair crew, this is Acting Captain Jara Rydek. Be advised, you have more micro debris incoming. Find cover.
Cover? Neely, get under the access panel. It's armored with duranium.
But what about you?
Carter, maybe we can both get behind this.
There's no way.
Oh, come on, come on.
They've blown the other docking clamp. Hurry!
Come on. Man, so lethargic.
Plasma imbalance is reaching critical condition. We are moments from primary system failure.
I got it.
Oh yeah, just throw the hatch off. That way we won't need that later. Oh great, it's stuck. Of course it's stuck. This wouldn't be a life or death situation without something getting stuck. Come on, get in the circle. Alright, both sticks now, with feeling!
Look out!
Oh! Hard one to the face.
I got you. Petty Officer Edselar's hurt and unconscious. I'm gonna have to tow her back to the airlock.
Mr. Diaz, the situation has changed. You are at risk of triggering a substantial electromagnetic arc if you approach the main hull the way you came.
Commander, the way we came is the nearest airlock.
There's an auxiliary hatch near you on the far end of the pylon. You must bring Miss Edselar there to access the interior.
Here's a question. Why not use the transporters?
Go in there now.
Okay.
at the auxiliary hatch.
And like that, the cable's gone.
You go first.
What?
Let me save your neck this time. No time to fight me on this. Get in there.
You better be right behind me.
And of course, another life for this situation where something got stuck. Why did I get dinged for that? She asked me to go first.
We're in.
Whatever, fuck her.
They're safe. Bringing the SIF fully online.
Well, safe is a relative term. Are we ever really safe?
Carter!
I'm okay. But that's a lot.
Here, let me help you.
Quispy. I don't know. I think that scar's
I've got one wounded at my location. Millie.
I think that scar looks good on her.
We'll see you at sickbay.
Status report.
The repair crew made it inside. EPS flow is back to nominal levels. The SIF is back up.
How does this affect mission readiness, Mr. Ermont?
The Resolute suffered damage from the exploding bolts, but we've successfully moored to the station. The ship is secure. Our systems are coming back online, but we have a fair amount of repairs before we're ready to go.
Put a halt on the roll-off of Starbase engineering staff. We have a schedule to keep. Send updates to my ready room. Commander Rydek, with me. What a debacle. I was caught with my pants down. Not even on my own ship when the wave hit. I had to go running out of the Starbase commander's office just to... But you followed my order. I appreciate that. Hell, I'm relieved.
You're the captain of this ship. You give orders, and I'll execute them.
That's right. But you see my problem, don't you? They were all against me on that bridge. And they were ready to go against my orders. I'm not blind to it.
I think you're wrong about that. You still have the respect of the crew, and we have bigger things to deal with. We have a high-priority mission ahead of us and a lot to do to get ready.
We're going to have a pretty big problem if I can't count on the bridge staff. To say nothing of the rank and file.
Did they perform a psych evaluation on you after the accident? Because,
Oh. Drink?
Yeah, let's take a drink.
Sure.
But the feeling of paranoia is not healthy.
Thank you.
Your predecessor, Commander Sutherland, is missed. But for all the adoration of the crew, including the senior staff, I just couldn't rely on him. He would question, undermine me in front of the crew.
I mean, it's...
Sometimes think they still hear his voice.
I mean, it is part of the job of first officer to offer alternatives to the captain. I don't know. I'm getting a sense some undertones here that are not too dissimilar to the episode The Icarus Factor.
That sort of thing has a way of lingering. And you can't argue with a ghost.
I'm not Commander Sutherland. I'm not saying we won't have our disagreements. In fact, I'm sure we will. But I'm also sure they will be different disagreements than you had in the past.
And perhaps that change will be enough. Now, this won't be easy. But I'm glad I have you here with me.
Glad to be here, Captain.
And despite it all, we got our final Starfleet clearance to depart. So if you'll fetch Mr. Ermot, we'll knock out the final details of any outstanding repairs, and then we'll set out for Hotari.
Yes, sir.
I wonder why they made the decision. Yes, I poured it, might as well. Yeah, I had to pour it, might as well drink it. I wonder why they made the decision to have this ship go out on this mission in the condition that it's in, rather than the Excelsior class that's sitting in dock. I mean, he did say that this was a mission that they were uniquely suited to. Didn't go on to elaborate how.
Here we go.
Look at the glass, just so out of focus. I don't know. It was almost invisible. I mean, yeah, just look at these. Yeah, they're all NPCs, no names. You can see just how plastic they look.
We've got our full complement on board.
This is my favorite moment, right now.
The start of a new mission is always full of possibility.
The Orion Syndicate could sell it as a drug.
Don't let the Admiralty hear you say that.
Captain on the bridge.
Sit, everyone. You all know, I'm not big on speeches. We're embarking on the first mission since our refit. Let's make it a good one. Disengage docking clamps.
Docking clamps released.
Thrusters ahead, Mr. Handar.
Hi, Captain.
You know what? You take this one.
Me? Helm. Make way.
Yeah, might as well be original, I guess. I could have gone with the classic, but whatever. Why do they reflect off the back panels like that?
Really,
You don't look fine.
It just,
I have to get to sickbay.
Go.
You would think she would have had like some sort of warning pop up on that thing if it was getting so low. Instead of passing out, I mean, she was at 98% when we started. Now she's, I don't know where she was at. I have no idea how much time has elapsed since we started all of this. Hours?
Well, that was quite a scare. A few minutes more and it would have been one of the shortest tenures on record for a first officer.
Is that the engineer that was out on the hull?
That storm did a real number on her, but she'll live. Just needs rest. You should worry about yourself. Your duridium levels got dangerously low and destabilized your cell structure.
This is definitely one of the more memorable first days I can think of.
My name is Dr. Aram Duval, Chief Medical Officer. To be honest, I've never met a Kobliad before. You're
rare. I know.
I was going to say special. Your people's numbers have dwindled, despite the Federation's efforts to find a more readily available alternative to the duridium you need to survive. Yet you joined Starfleet and managed to thrive. I imagine the responsibility must be overwhelming. Maybe even a burden at times.
I don't like the attention it brings. Being treated differently than everyone else.
But you are different. That's not something you can change.
True.
Can you move any other part of your body right now, or are you just paralyzed?
And don't worry, I won't treat you like a science experiment. I just do the science and leave the experiments to Solano.
You don't agree with his methods?
I don't agree with his definition of acceptable risks. Not when the lives of your crew are at stake. My professional opinion is that the accident took a toll. More than he's willing to admit. He's overstressed, operating in the pressure cooker of his own mind. Which is never a good headspace when the lives of your crew are at stake. What concerns me is that now he's even further away from the thing he's been chasing his entire career. Breakthrough discovery. The major innovation. Something he can put his name on.
I hear you. But that's my job, isn't it? To make sure that doesn't happen. And we don't lose sight of the bigger picture.
Which is exactly why I'm so glad you're here. We need you now more than ever. I have to admit, I was concerned when I heard what happened on the bridge. You just followed Solano's orders despite having better options in front of you.
I guess word travels fast around here.
It's a small ship, and everyone's curious about the new XO. Fortunately, your cell structure's almost completely stabilized. And I'll spare us both the lecture, but I do feel it's my responsibility to remind you, without regular infusions of duridium, you will not live. It's as simple as that.
Understood.
Then, my work here is done.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be lurking outside of sickbay. I didn't want to intrude, so it felt more appropriate to wait out here. We were all worried about you. Or I should say I was.
Why?
I wasn't sure what was happening at first. But then I realized it was your condition.
I don't want anyone to worry about me. I'm gonna be just fine. This is part of who I am, but I've never let it define me.
I get that now. And I promise I'll try not to let being such a jerk define me either. I trusted my intuition earlier, with the deflector pulse. I felt I should thank you for that.
Well, thank you for coming. Even though you didn't have to.
I wanted to.
Alright. Okay, so the game just saved. I'm going to go ahead and end this here. I think that's enough right now. I will be picking this back up again at a later date. But in the meantime, I'd like to thank you for watching this so far. Have a good night.